This is our 1 year, 25,000 mile review on our Fleetwood
Jamboree 2019 Fleetwood Jamboree, and we're actually now over 26,000 miles as of right now.
And we roll the dice. Roll the dice. Still we roll the dice.
I have so many good things to say. I love the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's one of my tops that the RV actually came with, is the residential fridge.
Yeah.
It's so much bigger, and with the solar system that we added, we don't even know it's on.
And it's so, yeah. Having a freezer that's just a little bit bigger makes such a difference.
It's
I
a lot
put a lot
bigger.
in the freezer, so that's helped me out.
It's a lot. It's the fridge and freezer are a lot bigger than a normal RV fridge. I'm not sure the cubic capacity or anything. I'll try to check and maybe put it right here, but it's a lot bigger, definitely.
We've done a lot of adjusting over the last year. I feel like we pretty much have everything in its place now. We still have some wall space. We could still add a few decorations and stuff. I just haven't quite found anything I liked yet. But other than that, I mean, we're pretty comfortable. It's working good.
We love the RV. It has had a couple problems, and we'll get to that in a bit. But first, we're going to go over some things that we love about the RV and kind of why we bought it. And the fridge was definitely tops of the list.
Yes. The layout is perfect for us. We had a dinette before.
Yeah.
It just sticks out a lot. I really like the bigger table and the way it's laid out in here. And having a counter in the kitchen, the big counter. I had this much counter space in my Class A. And now I have this big counter. And me growing up, I always liked hanging out in the kitchen. So being able to sit comfortably at my table and hang out in my kitchen.
Yeah,
and
she'll just stand at the kitchen and lean on the counter and watch TV sometimes.
well, there's always something to do. I'm always wiping something off or putting
Well,
something away. So I hang out up there a lot.
The reason we chose this coach for this layout is because it's a full wall slide, and when our slide is in, we can still pretty much walk through the whole RV to the bed anyway. Candace has to climb over me to get to her side when the slide is in. We can get to every single drawer in there, but the top ones you have to lift the bed up to pull it out, which isn't a real big deal.
No, I think we're really lucky to have your slide in and to be able to access pretty much everything. The bathroom door doesn't get in the way.
Yep. And when the slide is out, it opens this up so much. It's so awesome.
Getting a slide was something we were really nervous about, though.
Very.
So having just one takes a lot off your mind.
It's a big one, but it's just one, and it's not very deep. Our slide is only, I think, 15, 16 inches, something like that. Possibly 18. I don't know. I've never measured, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's really not very deep at all. Some other reasons we bought this coach was because of the way the floor is set up higher on this coach. Like a Class A, we have all of the outside basement storage, and there's a lot. There is a lot for a Class C. And also the full body paint, which is still pretty much perfect. We do have a couple chips on the front next to the next to the front doors where you have them flat spots. You got stuff flying up hitting there. So there's a couple little chips, but
They did give us paint, though.
yeah,
Little
they
paint
did
bottles.
give us all three colors in a bottle with a little brush to do little touch-ups, and I've used it a couple times. So all of the major things on the RV has worked perfect. We haven't had any problems with the generator or hydraulic jacks, pretty much everything. We'll go over a couple little things that we've had problems with. We didn't have the coach, but maybe 2 months? I don't know, maybe not even a month,
Yeah.
when one of our LED light switches quit working, and it's like the main one in the front that controlled the awning, not the awning, the awning lights, the outdoor light, the entry light, main lights for like all of the ceiling, but the whole thing quit working. And a couple of those things, we have buttons like in the bedroom in case you forget when you lay down in bed, but the awning light and the entry light and a couple other ones. There was no other switch for, so we didn't get to use that stuff for the first
How long did
few-
6 months, 4 or 5 months?
it was at least 4 months or so. But it wasn't the RV dealership. The RV dealership was awesome. We did find out that phone calls don't get a lot done. You need to email them for some
sure.
reason. I guess maybe because emails are recorded, so they make sure they get to it. I don't know. But then Fleetwood sent the wrong part, so they had to correct that and get, I don't know, they sent something, I don't know, had nothing to do with a light switch. All we needed was a little light switch. That's it. And I don't know what they sent, but once they got it to us, then the dealership sent it right out to us, and I just plugged it in myself, and it was good.
Yeah.
We also had a very small water leak where the water pipes go into the coach filter. It had a small leak. It was mainly because they used a PEX fitting on a rubber line, and you can't do that. It's made for PEX only. So I cut the PEX off, put just a regular pipe clamp on it that you can tighten up, and it's been fine since.
And putting on 26,000 miles, the front is pretty comfortable. I really don't, my back doesn't get sore, and we drive for hours at a time some days, so.
We had one other problem that it was getting to be a big problem, but I recently repaired it, and I'm going to say the main problem was not the RV manufacturers, guys. I think they do an amazing job putting these things together. This thing has took so much punishment
Oh my
in the
gosh.
last year. I mean, we do some of the off-roads we do getting to ATV parks are better than some of the highways, interstates. I mean, some of them are just
being
horrible.
a big rig, we have to drive in the big rig lane, and
Yeah, you
those
gotta be
lanes
on
are
the right.
usually tore up. There's times I look back and I'm like, oh my god,
Did
it's
we
still
leave something
there.
on the road?
Our
Yeah.
house is still behind us. I mean, I'm really surprised cabinets aren't falling, and I mean, you know, it gets knocked around a lot.
They do an
so-
amazing job. That's all I can say, man. Because, I mean, it's literally sometimes like an earthquake for an hour. Literally an hour. You don't feel some of these roads. A lot of you live in these towns, but if you don't have an RV, you don't know. I mean, you don't know. And I don't
the
care what
truck?
kind of RV. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
truck, you don't feel it. It's smooth, quiet. I mean, you still feel the bump, but
Not like in an RV.
not like your cabinets and all your stuff, you know, hitting a speed bump on the highway at 70 miles an hour. But what happened was those roads got so rough and some of those bumps got so hard that it actually broke our entire countertop loose. So, I mean, our whole cabinet all the way down to the fridge, when we would put the slide in, it would lean forward and come away from the wall, and it would come away an inch probably.
Oh, at least.
So the slide was in, and we're traveling down the road, and that whole cabinet, everything was just bouncing. So basically what I did is when the slide was out and it was tight to the wall, I put a ton of screws on the whole inside of the cabinet, because there's a few things they could have done better. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll admit it. Okay, but once I put some more screws in it myself and actually hit the aluminum studs, it's solid now. It's not moving. I also put a rolling wheel on the very, very front of the farthest cabinet here, because that's where a lot of weight is hanging off. And when the slide is in, our wheels that hold the slide are actually mounted to the floor themselves. So when the slide comes in, the wheels are way back. So then we got all this weight out front that's just bouncing on these rough roads. So we've done 1,500 miles since I fixed it, and so far so good.
Yeah.
Other than that, guys, there's
things I could say, but the little things like maybe some glue smudged on the wall I haven't figured out how to get off, or like the caulking could have been done a little bit better in a couple places. Little things like that, but I tell you what, you find that in $1 million coaches.
Yeah,
The details, I mean, you know, a little piece of trim wasn't cut quite right or something like that. You see
Yeah.
that in the big expensive ones as well.
Yeah.
So I'm really pleased with it. Like I said, the roads we get down,
For what we paid, we feel like we definitely got our money's worth, and I feel like it's going to last a long time. I'm not saying everything in it's going to last a long time. Things are going to stop working. Our AC is going to eventually stop working. You know, we use all this stuff full time.
nothing lasts forever.
But we do have a 5-year box warranty on everything in the RV behind the cab, so that could eventually
Come in handy.
come in handy, yeah. Because if this slide messes up or something, that's going to probably be in the thousands. So we could need the warranty eventually. But yeah, like she said, it's not perfect. If you find a brand new RV that is 100% perfect, it's like hitting the Powerball.
Yeah.
I'll say it like that, because we looked at RVs for months and actually we started in Quartzsite the year before we started looking, so we actually looked for over a year, you know, and there's no such thing.
Well,
There's-
especially checking out the ones that people are walking through and looking at a lot.
those take a beating.
Yeah,
But it gives you an idea of the quality.
Correct. Yeah, I fell through stairs
Yeah.
walking down a brand new RV
In
checking it out.
Quartzsite. Yeah, she actually fell through the step.
So
And Candace isn't big. Okay, she's not that big.
no, it was already pretty much broke from everybody. I don't know. Somebody
Yeah,
larger
it was
probably did
going.
break it pretty bad, but it was already messed
It was
up.
broke loose and she
Yeah.
didn't notice it, and when she stepped on it, it went the rest of the way. But
Crazy.
yeah.
So we feel like we got lucky.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Right.
Another myth that I used to believe, and I actually talked about it in a video probably 2 years ago, is buying a little bit used because they worked all the bugs out. There's no such thing, guys. I'm going to tell you, one thing is for certain, RVs will always have bugs. Always. Things will always break. I don't care if it's a year old, brand new, 10 years old. Wait a minute. Something will break.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. It's not that everything is not made well. It's just that, especially if you're full-time or you use it a lot, most of them aren't made to use a whole lot, plus the punishment that they're taking.
They take a punishment.
They take a punishment. So things are going to break. They're getting rattled to death. So, yeah, just know what you're getting into. Just know it's not going to be perfect. But we're happy. I couldn't be happier. I wouldn't change our setup for anything.
No, I mean, it fits us. We're two people, a small dog, a cat, and we're comfortable.
Yep.
You know, having about 2 friends over, I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
Other than that, it kind of feels a little tight.
Yeah. It's
But
not
still
meant for a party.
Yeah, so much roomier than our Class A.
Yeah. And we have a king size bed in a Class C. It's a short king. It's 75 inches, but my feet don't hang out. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's still so nice to be able to spread out.
And that's the only thing that we have replaced in this whole RV is that mattress. And that just happened when we stopped back in St. Joe to see family. We had it ordered, and oh my God.
We've been meaning to since the beginning because it was just a very thin, cheap mattress that they threw in here.
It was pretty crappy, but I was honestly trying to get some of my money's worth out of it and sleep on it as long as I could. And we made it a year, but I could feel them springs way too much now. So yeah, it had to go. And we finally found a good one.
Yeah, it was loud when somebody moves or
yeah.
gets up, and I get up a lot through the night. So
Yeah, now she don't even wake me up. It doesn't, or the new one doesn't move at all.
So very happy with the new mattress.
Yep.
The electric awning is awesome compared to the one we had before. The one we had before was broke. It didn't quite work right. It was bent.
The manual one
so.
sucks anyway. Even when it was good, it was a pain in the butt putting it in and out. Now just pushing a button now is awesome. And we have wind sensor, so if it rocks too much, it will come in, so I don't have to worry about leaving it. And I didn't even know it had wind sensor until a month or so ago. I left it out one day and it got really windy, and I left for just a minute and I came back and it was in, and she said she didn't do it. I think she was sleeping. So it has wind sensor.
So it gets a lot more use.
So yeah, all in all, we're very happy. And I would buy new again, but only if you get the right deal.
Right. We got a good price.
Yeah.
It was worth the trip.
Yeah, RVs, they drop a lot of value as soon as you leave the lot, but we saved about 40%, right? Wasn't about 40% off of MSRP when we bought it, so we feel like we're doing okay. And we live in it anyway, so we're getting our money's worth. It's not like we're using it 3 weekends a year, so.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We love making them for you. Drop us a comment if you have anything to say about
Yeah.
our RV.
Any questions, something we didn't cover?
Yeah. Also check out all our social media pages. All the links and info are in the video description below. Ding that little bell. Give us a big thumbs up.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for watching.
That's an action. Say, okay, say this is, we're doing, say welcome to, no, don't say welcome. Just say, we're doing a 1 year over 25,000 mile review on our 2019 Fleetwood Jamboree Class C. Can you handle all that?
Okay, I know the end, but what? Say the first part again now, because
It's when the wait.